I get it, not everyone is good at their jobs. For example, I haven't learned my lines for this introduction, but I'm hoping that if I say vaguely meaningful words with the right inflection, it'll sound enough like I know what I'm talking about that no one will notice and I can get to the bits where I can start reading from the script. Whew, okay. When you're a non-playable character in a video game, however, created solely for a singular purpose, it's a little less understandable. You have one job, video game character, sort it out. Here then are 7 video game NPCs who are terrible at their job. Enjoy and beware strollers ahead for the following fames. Yeah, I think I got away with that. I don't think anyone noticed.
No, I don't think so.
No, so yeah, pretty good.
And the mic's off for this bit, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's off. Green means off, right?
Yeah, green means off.
Pretty sure.
Famously,
You know, I've
green means stop.
been doing this a while. I think I know what green means. Now, I don't own 44 pots, but if I did and I hired someone specifically to guard those pots, I would kind of expect them to still be there when I got back. But try telling that to the soldier found in the guard room just inside the entrance to Hyrule Castle Town in The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This guy is stationed here presumably to guard these 44 pots, each of which contain valuable rupees. However, talking to the guard reveals that he is desperately bored with all the peace in the world, and to spice things up, he suggests that you, a child who has run in off the street, should smash all the pots, because I guess he loves chaos and destruction. Go for it, kid. So you go absolutely buck wild on all the pots, steal all the money held within, and he just stands there and watches you do it. Worst guard ever. If you keep this up, this place isn't even going to be here in 7 years' time. What did I tell you?
And the demons dared to, visit upon him all which they feared. Brilliant. I know. It's a gift.
There are plenty of people in the world of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim with musical talent. Even the Dragonborn has an impressive set of pipes on them. If there's one thing that everyone can agree on, however, it's that Lurbuck, an awesome bard who entertains customers in the Moorside Inn in the city of Morthal, is the worst bard in the entire kingdom of Tamriel.
Don't fret over the gloom. There's nothing to fear. Old Lorebook will brighten your spirits. Just lend him your...
It's definitely not a controversial opinion. The owners of the one place he's allowed to perform openly say it's because the place is practically deserted.
Lurbuck? Fancies himself a bard. He pays, so I let him stay. If I had any customers, I'd be worried about him annoying them, but, well, look around.
And they insult his talents directly to his face.
The good people of Morthal have yet to embrace my talent.
Then later in the game it transpires that he is such a terrible bard that someone pays the Dark Brotherhood to have him assassinated, so that they don't have to hear his singing anymore.
Your first target is an orc bard named Lurbuck.
In fact, so many people want him dead that apparently the Dark Brotherhood had to hold a lottery to determine whose request would be honoured.
He is, by all accounts, the worst bard in all of Skyrim.
Honestly, I think you're doing the world a favour.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we're searching for the helicopter of our compatriots Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of our mission. No, I haven't found it yet.
The Raccoon City Police Department's Special Tactics and Rescue Service, or STARS for short, is endlessly baffling to me. They're a division of the police, but they seem to mostly do mountain rescue. They have no consistent uniform policy. They employ dedicated combat medics and scientists, and they have both an A and a B team, I guess just so that the guys in Bravo feel bad about themselves. And yes, I know the reason for all of this is probably Umbrella in some capacity, but honestly, I'm not brave enough to venture into the Resident Evil wiki to find out for sure. Anyway, like any good military police unit full of grizzled combat veterans and 18-year-old doctors, everyone in STARS has a role to play. Barry Burton, for example, is the weapons expert of the team, despite taking 3 shots with a Colt Python to kill a single zombie.
Let me take care of this.
while Jill Valentine is a B&E specialist.
You're the master of unlocking.
Sorry, Master of Unlocking. Absolutely the worst member of STARS, however, and the one least capable of doing their job properly, is Brad Vickers, the Alpha Team helicopter pilot.
I'm not sticking around. Just look around you. The longer we wait, the more screwed we are.
During the opening cutscene of the original Resident Evil, Brad lands the helicopter so that Alpha Team can investigate the wreckage of the helicopter of the missing Bravo team.
Look, Chris!
It's at this point that the team is attacked by a pack of zombie dogs, and Brad, without a second's hesitation, f***s off, leaving Alpha Team to fend for themselves.
No! Don't go!
Pretty sure that's the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do in this situation, Brad. Yes, he has a change of heart and comes back later to throw you a rocket launcher during the final boss fight, but honestly, a little late for that, Brad.
It's coming! Jill! Kill that monster! You're our Amazon, Jill!
And according to the original Resident Evil manual, this isn't even the first time Brad has done this, as apparently he has managed to earn the nickname Chicken Heart. Oh well, at least when Resident Evil 3 rolls around, he gets bitten by a zombie and can't hurt any more of our beloved characters. God damn it, Brad!
I'm not sure what the future has in store, Jonah, but whatever adventure's on the horizon, I can't wait to meet it. I'll try not to take myself too seriously.
Tea, Miss Croft.
Lovely.
Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider games is an aristocrat of the old school, and as you'd expect of someone with a large estate and a palatial manor, she keeps a household staff. What you might not expect, however, is that her household staff consists entirely of one hunched-over, wizened old dude named Winston. Winston is supposedly Croft's butler, a role that, as I understand it from having watched entirely more Downton Abbey than is healthy, entails being in charge of the rest of the household staff, receiving guests, orchestrating mealtimes, and providing personal services to their employer. Winston, on the other hand, performs precisely one role, which is doddering around the place holding an unsolicited tray of tea paraphernalia. Like a tuxedo-clad thing from It Follows, Winston is always homing in on your location, clutching this unasked-for tea set, and apparently shaking so much that the crockery is rattling louder than a maraca shop during an earthquake. As if that wasn't bad enough, he makes precisely two other sounds: moaning and farting. Winston has cropped up in a few other games, most recently in the Power Wash Simulator Tomb Raider DLC, where he has apparently let Croft Manor get into a state where it looks like it spent 300 years underwater, something he attempted to clean up himself with a sponge. Here's how far he got. Nice job, Winston. In fact, Winston is so bad at his job that, famously, the most popular thing for Tomb Raider players to do to Winston was to lock him in the freezer, where he will be cryogenically frozen for his crimes, like Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man. Honestly, let future generations deal with him. I'm done.
I tried to go up there to spy on his things, but he was already there. I'm wondering what he's up to.
So he's just sitting up there in the tower. Maybe he's a photographer or something. The light is quite beautiful up there.
Well, I suppose that might be it. He did have a large bag with him. Come to think of it, there was one of those, what do you call them? Tripods, huh? You know, for cameras and things like that.
It isn't an easy job being a cool and sexy international hitman. Just ask Agent 47. Sure, sometimes you're sniping your targets from beneath a glittering casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, but other times you're feeding them into a garbage compactor while dressed as a clown, or having to learn how to teach yoga just so you can kick someone off a cliff. And that's the problem with a lot of the up-and-coming hitmans arriving on the scene these days. They just don't put the effort in. Take, for example, the Kashmirian, the rival assassin who you can encounter in Hitman's Mumbai level.
It appears we have a rival assassin in Mumbai, and he's training his sights on Dawood Rangan. By the looks of it, I'd say we're dealing with a local operator, known as the Kashmirian.
You first come across the Kashmirian in the Chawls of Mumbai, where he is apparently doing a very poor job of being discreet, as everyone is loudly complaining about him and his suspicious behavior.
I don't know what he is, but I'm sure he's up to no good. You know, at one point, I'm pretty sure I saw him handling what looked like some sort of weapon in there.
Head up to his rooms and you'll find he too is trying to assassinate your target, Dawood Rangan. Only he's trying to do it with a sniper rifle with an inaccurate scope and seems to be completely at a loss as to how to fix the problem.
Good thinking, 47. Now, if we could only make Rangan appear in that window somehow.
If you fix his scope for him, the Kashmirian will finally be able to pull off this shot that 47 could do with his eyes closed.
That shot came from the tools. It looks like the Kashmirian finally got a clear line of fire. Dawood Rangan is dead, and not even by your hand, 47. What will you think of next?
It will then turn out that the Kashmirian is also out to assassinate your other target, Vanya Shah, which he is also unable to do because, rudely, she won't just wander out in front of his rifle.
It looks like he's found a new target and is waiting for her to get on the bridge. Perhaps your mentoring days aren't entirely over yet.
And so once again, if you want this guy to actually do his job properly, you have to go halfway across town to lure Shah into a position where the Kashmirian can dome her without having to move or do anything.
You hear me? Was that? That is Vanya Shah taking care of, 47.
Honestly, whatever happened to taking pride in your work? Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go feed a drug dealer to a hippo.
Come over here, would you?
The two main kinds of gatekeeper are 1, people who guard a gate in a castle or something, and 2, people who yell at other people online for not liking Star Wars the right way. Gatekeeper Gostoc from Software's hit misery RPG Elden Ring belongs to the first camp, although, as you've probably guessed from his inclusion in this list, he's not very good at it. This spindly lurch-looking MF is supposed to be in charge of manning the gate to Stormvale Castle, the home of Elden Ring boss and walking difficulty spike Godric the Grafted. However, as you approach him, he will immediately tell you not to bother with the main door as it's heavily guarded and to instead use a secret side entrance that the guards don't know about.
Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success.
Gostoc, this is the worst gatekeeping I've ever seen. To make things worse, regardless of whether or not you take his advice, Gostoc is also a sneaky little thief and will steal 30% of your runes every time you die while in the castle and lock you in a room with a dangerous banished knight. I guess for a laugh? Hilarious. Well, maybe he did do that out of loyalty to his master? Maybe he is a good and loyal servant after all and will be devastated when I finally kill Godric.
Look down on me, would ya? Godric, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath.
Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Mario character Pauline first appeared in the original Donkey Kong, where her entire job was to be repeatedly kidnapped by an ape. She's come a long way since then, and by the time of Switch Classic Super Mario Odyssey, she'd even attained political office, becoming mayor of New Donk City, a sprawling New York-like metropolis. Which is all very admirable. The only problem is that, judging from all the evidence, Pauline is a terrible mayor. For a start, when you arrive, New Donk is being menaced by horrible bugs, which Mayor Pauline has no plan for dealing with, and has also apparently sold Bowser a bunch of advertising space to promote his upcoming wedding.
Oh.
Once you've sorted that out for her, it's pretty clear that even when it's not being menaced by bugs, New Donk is a terrible place to live thanks to severe overcrowding, unregulated gambling, rampant scooter theft by mustachioed menaces, and I guess dinosaur attacks. And what are Pauline's priorities in all of this? You recruiting her a band so that she can stage The Festival, a huge cult of personality propaganda event that exists solely so that Pauline can do some singing and spaff half the city's public works budget on fireworks and posters of her own face.
Don't forget your
You Donk City residents, you know what you have to do. It's time to impeach Pauline.
Yeah.
So those were 7 video game NPCs who were terrible at their job. And I would be terrible at my job if I didn't recommend you watch another video from us up here or from Outside Extra down here. It'd be quite funny if I got those the wrong way around, wouldn't it? That would be like a joke about how I'm bad at my job. Because it probably will be me doing all the YouTube back-end stuff for this. So maybe I've done that. Is that good? Is that good enough for you to click on one of them? Please click. Anyway, good outro done.